Hi Golden Lions. This video is intended to show you a few learning points regarding our man-to-man defense. I've used photo sequences from a game to highlight things that may be better understood by self-learning. Please note that any critique and coaching points that I make are not intended to negatively single out any player. To get the most out of the video, please pause the video when I say pause, and then analyze a photo to find out what is good and what could be better. Focus on things like help positions between your man and the ball, forcing the ball to the corner, fronting the post, fighting through screens, and actually helping. Once you've analyzed the photo, hit play, and then I will describe what I see. Alright, let's get started with this photo, so go ahead and pause. Defending down screens requires us to backpedal aggressively so we can see both the ball and the man we're guarding. Note that the man guarding the post player should see the crease screen coming and prepare to bust through the middle, preferably between the screener and our player. Also note that the offensive players are using hand motions, calling their teammate to use a screen. That should be a hint that a screen is coming. Pause. Charnchai and Carson played this pretty well. Charnchai anticipates the screen and busts aggressively through the screen up the middle. This will leave him in a good help and guarding position. Carson could be flatter to the basket, but this is okay initially. Unfortunately, Jack turned and chased, leaving no room for Thomas. Thomas's circle route through the lane ended up okay for help, but is too late to cover a quick offensive move by his man to the foul line extended. Later in the game, we gave up that basket. Jack needs to also flatten his back to the basket once he's down in position. Pause. Number 33 has the ball, so Jack needs to front the post. Charnchai needs to be in the center of the lane and much lower. Rourke needs to be in the jump ball semicircle. Thomas should face his man and force him to the corner. Carson is using a good post defense inline technique. However, if Jack was fronting, Carson would actually need to be near the basket in help. Pause. This is the start of a block-to-block screen and also an off-ball screen away. First, Jack needs to have his back to the basket, feeling his man's route with his hands while calling a possible screen for Carson. Rourke can't leave his help position too soon and must warn Charnchai of the possible screen. Charnchai should be in the lane for help. Pause. Rourke has left his help position. Charnchai sees the screen too late and should fight to bust up the middle. Jack is in good help for Thomas, but no communication with Carson will lead to a successful screen. Switching may be the best option at this point for both pairs of SPX players. When things go wrong, we adjust to fix them. Pause. The result of the last sequence leaves us exposed to an entry pass center lane or an open three. Jack and Carson should both play the entry pass if there was no earlier communication. Rourke must drop into help and front the new post player. Charnchai goes to the elbow to defend the kickout. Thomas screens out his man and drops towards the ball. Pause. Jack needs to be down by the basket and seeing number 21. Carson's man is relatively high, so fronting is optional. However, since Carson is bigger than his man, if he fronted and Jack helped, the post is completely removed. Thomas could be further left in the lane. Charnchai should be facing his man, shoulders along the lane line, forcing corner and preventing an entry pass. Robert has failed to drop down to the elbow and will lose sight of the ball as his man picks away. A lot of good defense is played moving backwards and balanced with your head on a swivel. Pause. Robert will not be able to help on a drive. Thomas does bust the middle perfectly on the screen. Jack needs to be lower and help. Charnchai has flattened out and has given up the middle instead of forcing corner. Carson needs to make sure he calls the screen for Jack. Pause. Thomas and Robert are well positioned. After the effective screen, Jack and Carson should actually switch and then front their men. So Carson should now seal 21, and Jack should step in front of his man. Pause. Carson and Jack chose not to switch, so Jack is behind his man. Carson could be a step lower in lob help. Charnchai again needs to play this with his shoulders forcing corner. Robert is in a good position. Thomas will lose all possible help on the screen away. Pause. Robert is in perfect help position. Charnchai is flat to the basket, allowing easy entry pass to the elbow. Thomas should be in the center of the lane, which would have deterred 30's cut to the elbow. If Jack's man had spun a little sooner and screened Carson, this would be a very tough situation. Pause. 4 of our players are in good positions. However, if 21 cut to the basket, Kyle would be hard-pressed to stop it. He needs to anticipate this pass. Kent is out of position and now needs to move quickly to the block. Robert is fully engaged in perfect help. Pause. Robert's good help led to a turnover. Go back to the previous photo and see his stance compared to the 3 others. It makes a difference. Pause. In this sequence, Kent starts out okay. Robert needs to be at the elbow or at the lane extended by the 3-point line. Kyle must be at the lane extended by the 3-point line. Andres is looking for his man, but is in a good help position. Pause. Ty needs to drop faster on the cut by his man. Kyle is reacting, but too late. Had he been at the lane extended, he could now be in help position at the center of the lane. Andres has found his man, but has now lost the ball. He needs to be flat to the basket in help in the center of the lane. Robert is in full deny, but 4 passes away. He should also be in the lane. Pause. Ty's man has led him to perfect position to help on the drive. Robert, Andres, and Kyle appear to be spectating instead of reacting to the drive. You have to remember that a drive is like a pass. You have to adjust to the new situation. Think back to how Robert's engaged stance led to a successful situation. Pause. When things go wrong, then all we can do is go make them right. Ty had an opportunity to draw a charge here. Kyle could have also, and so should have Andres. Robert really never had a chance to not being in help. We have to remember, 5 in a stance together, fist. It's a team game. One guy gets beat, the rest are there in help. I know that it's sometimes hard to watch yourself being criticized, but hopefully this video will help all of us learn so that we can get better. I truly believe that offense draws a crowd, but defense is what wins championships. Hopefully this video will help you see some of the areas for improvement on the defensive end. Remember to never take a play off, always be ready to help, and you must talk on defense. Okay, that's the end of this video. Let's go Lions!